Talk Nutrition. Glad you could stop by today. And we made it we made it to the end of the week. And Carl stopped by. Carl is a regular listener of Let's Talk Nutrition. We always invite people to come by. They think we just say that. And Carl showed up today, and I noticed he was carrying a helmet. I said, either he's driving in a figure eight race car collision race, or he came on a scooter or motor. He came on his scooter from St. Pete. My goodness. We'll talk to Carl in a little bit. And we like it when people stop by. Gives you a chance. It gives them a chance to see how we do it, and puts us in touch with the listener and the viewer of the show, and we like that. Katie's here as usual, and that's a good thing. And Gary's here as usual as well, and that's a good thing as well. So we're all here. And consistency, being consistent. And that's what it takes in our health as well. Yesterday, the Dr. Morello was on, Gaetano Morello, and Dr. Morello is very smart, very bright, and he's a guy that's in the clinic every day taking care of people, and it sometimes can get, when we're on the air, things can get a bit confusing, and we were talking about a very complicated topic yesterday. When I have a moment, I'm going to see if I can bring a little bit more clarity to what we were talking about yesterday.
Are you talking about the PEA?
Yes. We'll tell you the story about PEA. It was driving me crazy. Every guest is different. And you have to remember that these people are everyday people like you. They're experts in what they do, but they're everyday in terms of radio and television. To do radio is not easy. It is a challenge. Everybody thinks you just walk in and you start talking. It's much more than that. And you have to really understand this medium and how to connect to the listener. And as it turns out, we have technology now that makes us available for viewing. So it's a radio show that's, in a sense, televised on the internet because we stream the show. And it's absolutely remarkable how many people watch this show. A lot of it in North America, but around the globe. So yesterday, Dr. Morello got into the weeds on this topic. We were talking about the microbiome. We were talking about intestinal permeability and generally digestive health, and how your microbiome, and I defined it yesterday, and how it's so implicated with your digestive health. And one of the specific things we focused on was intestinal permeability. I have concluded that particular digestive disorder is at the heart of many of the problems people are experiencing with respect to autoimmunity, and generally with the digestive system and other digestive related problems. It is, when you think about it, much of your immune system is in your digestive system, right? 60 to 70% of it's located in your digestive tract. So if that goes sideways, then your immune system is sideways too. And that's not a good thing. And so over the course of the past year, I have come to gain a greater appreciation for and a better understanding of intestinal permeability. and how it is implicated in our health. So you're going to hear me talk more about it and how to repair it. And that's what I was trying to get Dr. Morello to tell us yesterday. And he was getting there, but he certainly wanted to take us on a, how can I say it?
A scenic tour?
An information tour. And I wanted him, we finally got there. And he offered some recommendations as to how to repair those what are called tight junctions. These are proteins that control what gets into your bloodstream from your small intestine. So I'll try to clean that up a little bit for you and give you the recommendation that Dr. Morello talked about. And it turns out at the end of the day, the recommendation was very good. So we'll get to that. And there's a few stories trending, one of which seemingly doesn't have anything to do with health, wellness, and well-being, but I'm going to report it for a particular reason, and I'll explain and you'll see. Gary's going to tell you how to connect with the show. We're going to chat with Carl here in a second, and we have various ways for you to connect and make contact with us, and we love it when you do.
Don't forget, you can reach us at 877-897-8255. That's 877-897-TALK. Dr. Garko's personal email is drgarko@letstalknutrition.com. Follow us, like us on Facebook at Let's Talk Nutrition, on Instagram at Let's Talk Nutrition, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Let's Talk Nutrition, where everything is archived by title. It's closed caption for the hearing impaired. And if we have 66,000 views at this point, we're looking to get that 100,000 views, Doc. I'm pushing for it.
All right. Stick to your knitting. Hi, Katie.
Good morning.
How you doing, Katie?
I am great. How are you?
I'm good.
I'm happy it's Friday.
Yeah.
Not that I don't love spending the mornings with you guys.
Yeah, well, we love we love it that you spend the mornings with us.
Me too.
What is this, your second week?
Oh,
Third week.
third,
I mean,
fourth,
in terms of full time.
I think third.
Third week?
Third week.
Really?
Time flies when you're having fun.
It does. Katie is now the board op for the show, the technical producer that makes sure that we get in and out of commercials, make sure that
Keep us on air mostly.
Keep us on air, yeah, so that you can hear us, and yeah. So we appreciate all of her efforts. We love having her here. Carl, welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. You need to get to your mic. Get to your mic. We're going to have you. There you go. There, a handsome guy. Thank you for coming in. We appreciate, and thank you for listening to the show. I know you told me you listen every day, right?
Yes.
You do. Let me ask you, why? You have good, your time is valuable to you. Why do you do that?
Well, it changed my whole life around because
How so?
I was a type of person that only went to a doctor unless I became ill, and I didn't mind my diet. It was mostly the standard American diet with a lot of junk food thrown in.
Really?
So I've changed my diet completely, and I always had trouble with depression. And I've taken the supplements and nutrients and doing more things.
Were you ever clinically diagnosed with depression?
Yes, years ago.
And did they put you on medication at that time?
They did, but it only worked for a little while, or they had side effects. I went through Tofranil and Prozac and a number of medications.
What did you find by trial and error? I'm assuming you did trial and error that really helped you with your depression.
Well, for one,
keep your thought. Hold your thought. We're going to go into some messages. Carl, I didn't give you his last name. I didn't have permission to use that. Carl's good enough. And this is what the show is about. It's about people. It's a health talk show, but it's about people's lives. And we're grateful that he took the time to come over here and be in studio. All right? That's a commitment. We'll be back.
Ladies and gentlemen, listen. nutrients with aged garlic extract. Aged garlic extract has been clinically shown to support a healthy immune response and reduce both the duration and severity of cold and flu symptoms. Help me protect you with Kyolic supplements and nutritional drink mixes to fortify your immune health today. Available at fine natural health retailers.
The science of psychology tells us there is a connection between looking more attractive and having more self-confidence. One way to look more attractive is to have healthy-looking hair. Ridgecrest Herbal's award-winning Hair Revive can support healthy, attractive hair. Hair Revive is formulated with a stress-fighting complex, hair growth ingredients, a hormone balancing complex, and Chinese herbs. Taken together, the ingredients in Hair Revive promote hair growth, encourage healthier, thicker-looking hair, and support recovery from damaging hairstyling techniques, harsh chemicals, and daily stress. So start looking more attractive with healthier, thicker, and shinier hair with Ridgecrest Herbal's Hair Revive. Visit rcherbals.com for more information or call 1-800-242-4649 and mention this ad. That's 1-800-242-4649. This is Dr. Michael Garko, host of the nationally syndicated health talk show, Let's Talk Nutrition. Way too often, dietary supplements cost way too much. Not so at Vitamin Discount Center. Here's why. BDC sells leading national brands up to 50% off MSRP every day. Competitors' prices are matched for identical products with proof of price. If you're in the military or are a first responder, you get an additional 10% off BDC's already discounted prices. BDC even offers case discounts. And you can get connected with BDC's VIP mobile text program for additional savings and customer rewards throughout the month. The choice is clear. You can save at Vitamin Discount Center. For a store nearest you, visit vitamindiscountcenter.com or call 813-907-7066. That's 813-907-7066. Vitamin Discount Center. For life, for less.
Want to get at the core issues that make weight loss so difficult? Try PGX from Natural Factors. This revolutionary product is clinically shown to help people achieve their ideal body weight in a safe, natural way. PGX helps you feel full for hours, dramatically reduces the glycemic index of any food or meal, and ultimately causes the release of the compounds that achieve two important goals in weight loss. 1, telling your brain that you're satisfied so you eat less, and 2, improving the action of the hormone insulin. As medical doctor Mark Hyman said in his best-selling book, Eat Fat, Get Thin, if you choose to use only one supplement, PGX is the most important. If you've ever tried to lose weight and failed, you need the tremendous support of PGX from Natural Factors. For more information on making your weight loss dream a near effortless reality, visit pgx.com.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Jarrow Formulas, superior nutrition and formulation. Natural Factors, where great health begins. Kyolic, aging makes the finest garlic truly odorless. Celsius, live fit. Flora, 100 years of herbal wisdom. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition, this Friday edition of LTN. So, we're talking with Carl. Carl is a regular listener of the show. He came over from St. Petersburg, which is across the bay. The show originates out of Tampa. So you got the Tampa Bay area. It's Tampa, St. Pete, Clearwater, and surrounding areas. And, of course, the beaches are down St. Pete and Clearwater and beaches all over the place, to which we do not go, but because we live here. But Carl came over today, and Carl, you were talking, I just want to see how you handled this. You were diagnosed with clinical depression. You need to get into your mic and put on your headset. You were diagnosed with clinical depression. That was many years ago. So the medications stopped working, you said, or weren't as effective. What did you figure out really helped you?
Well, when I started eating changed my diet. I went to the whole grain greens and did some exercising, which I never had did before. And also too, the part of the depression was isolating myself from others. So I sometimes a week would go by before I even talked to anybody because I stayed by myself so much.
So you tried to become more socially connected?
Yes, much. And I started doing it, and I enjoy it so much. I always liked people, but it just was hard for me to really associate a lot of times.
I understand. In terms of the food, were there certain foods that you see? This is interesting. You felt better when you moved away from the processed foods, the junk foods?
Oh, yes.
You did feel better?
Oh, yes.
Can you describe what was the feeling? What did you experience?
When I got up in the mornings, I had hope for the day. Normally, I just lay in bed and putter around the house and stuff like that. But now I get up and I have a plan for the day. Before I just kind of this.
And do you think that the food played that much of a role?
Oh, yeah, and that along with the nutrients and vitamins. And
so you started taking supplements as well?
Yes.
And you're firmly convinced that you think that the food made that much of a difference?
I really do.
You do?
Yes.
Have you ever, sometimes the way we find out things work is when we stop doing it and revert back to
Yes, that's what it is.
Did you ever go back to eating the junk food again?
I didn't. I do it on occasion, but probably 90% of the time.
But when you do that, can you tell the difference when you go back? And
I certainly can. Yes.
You really can.
Oh yes. Yeah, and what it is when I notice when I'm eating vegetables, I take your recommendation of doing different color.
Right.
Like that.
Instead of monochromatic, just one color, you want greens and reds and
Yes.
yellows.
Yes, cauliflower and broccoli, kale.
And I would recommend that you steam them, not
Yes.
boil them.
Yeah, I normally eat them raw, but
Some things you should eat raw, some things eating cruciferous, some of the cruciferous vegetables, eating them raw is not a good idea.
Okay.
Like Brussels sprouts, I wouldn't eat those raw.
okay.
Sometimes cooking them even potentiates their nutritional benefit
Okay.
and nutritional gifts, if you want to look at it that way. But I'm intrigued by the idea that you somehow figured out to change your diet, and you're absolutely convinced that eating the junk food made you feel worse.
Yes.
Made you feel worse.
Yeah. I stayed away from pastas. Also have
Why do you stay away from pasta?
well, I have diabetes, type 2 diabetes. So anything with like pizzas, pastas, anything, any dairy products, I stayed away from dairy products.
Now they have pasta products now that are whole grain.
Okay, I haven't tried those yet.
Okay, and you have to look around. They're there. I just had some last night. I made a vegetable bean soup. Took me about an hour and 15 minutes to make. And then what I did is I cooked that for a while. It cooked. And then I took some whole grain penne, whole grain, 100% whole grain, and I cooked that. And then I added the penne to the soup.
Oh, I see.
Okay?
I haven't
And it
did
turned
that.
out to be a good meal. I had beans in there. I had like 3 or 4 different beans, but I had a bunch of peas, carrots, a whole array of vegetables.
Yes.
And I sautéed some onions with garlic, and I used vegetable broth. I used organic vegetable broth, a little bit of organic chicken broth to give it a flavor.
Yes.
It was fabulous. It turned out to be really good. It's a good meal. And then they took the whole grain penne, cooked that on the side, and then added it into a bowl and added some of the soup to it. It's a good meal. A lot of protein, all vegetables. You can't go wrong. So whole grain, they even have all kinds of whole grain. Don't get tricked if it says whole wheat or if it says multigrain. Multigrain is not whole grain.
Okay, yes.
You want to see the language. 100% whole grain. Then read the ingredients panel, the facts panel, and the first ingredient should say whatever that grain is, whatever it might be, barley, whatever. It should be the first ingredient. It should say whole grain. And if you can get it organic, what I had last night was 100% whole grain organic. Better yet.
Yeah.
So you don't have to run away from it. I know you're concerned about your diabetes, but the fiber in the whole grain would be helpful.
Yeah.
So, how long have you had type 2 diabetes?
I probably was diagnosed about 5 years ago. Six.
Are you on a diabetic medication?
No.
Have you ever take a berberine? You know
I did take that one time, and I ran out of it, and I never.
Okay, so you should talk with your physician about it. Berberine is a wonderful dietary supplement. It performed in some studies. It performed just as well or better than metformin, which is a drug. And I like metformin, and it controls blood glucose and insulin levels. You might keep that in the back of your mind.
Yeah.
We'll be back. LTN, coast to coast and globally.
Don't be stressed out or anxious. Take
WHNZ. Online at WHNZ.com. On your phone with the iHeartRadio app. And on hundreds of devices like Alexa, Google Home, Xbox, and Sonos. An iHeartRadio station.
Hey friends, this is Frank Cotto, the host of the Business Happy Hour. Myself, Ryan Pelkey, and Doug Ford will be live every Wednesday at 11 a.m. We're the #1 show for business and entrepreneurship in Tampa, so tune in every Wednesday on 1250 live at 11 a.m.
News on 1250 WHNZ.
The Tampa Bay Rays have the second lowest attendance in the majors, and now they want to explore splitting their home games between Florida and Montreal, Canada. But St. Petersburg Mayor Rick Kreisman says, no way.
Major League Baseball may have given the approval for exploration of this concept, but for us, sharing this team with Montreal is not an option on the table.
The Rays are under contract to play in Tropicana Field through the 2027 season. Customers of Citizens Insurance are getting smaller rate increases than expected. The state-run insurer is hiking rates 4.7% instead of the 8.2% increase proposed in December. A festival dedicated to celebrating French fries is opening in Tallahassee next month. The French Fry Fest will offer unlimited samples starting July 13th. With Florida's News, I'm Chris Trenkman.
From the 1250 WHNZ Florida Central Credit Union Home Loans Traffic Center.
Up on southbound 275 south of Bush Boulevard. Left lane blocked here and traffic slow through the area. Also, we're still seeing a bit of a delay on northbound 275 just off the Howard Franklin Bridge near the exit area to Kennedy and State Road 60. Lightens up once you get past West Shore Boulevard. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm, Abrahamson, Eudoric, Hillsborough. Traffic tip line 866-545-9595.
This report is sponsored by Sherwin-Williams. Ask Sherwin-Williams June 21st through July 8th and save 30% on paints and stains with sale prices starting at $26.94. Only at your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. See store for details. Some exclusions apply.
It may not be stomach issues.
For me, it's intense gas, or pain, or diarrhea, sometimes all at once, over and over.
I spent years with the symptoms but could never figure it out. No matter what I did, they never went away. So I decided to break it down for my doctor and get really specific about my symptoms.
We discovered that exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI, may be the reason for my stomach issues.
EPI is caused by my pancreas. It leads to diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, unexplained weight loss, and oily stools. The symptoms just don't go away.
But EPI can show up with even one symptom.
The good news? EPI is manageable.
But to get to the right diagnosis, you have to break it down for your doctor and get specific about the severity of your symptoms.
Visit identifyepi.com to learn more and use the symptom checker to help change the conversation with your doctor. Brought to you by AbbVie.
From the Weather Center, Abrahamson and Uterwick. Free consultation. TheInjuryLawyers.com. Pinellas Hillsborough.
Your Tampa Bay forecast for the first day of summer, mostly sunny, hot, and humid. Just a 10% rain chance. High 93. Tonight, partly cloudy and muggy. Low 79. Tomorrow, mostly sunny and hot again. Just a 10% chance of showers. High 93. For more news, weather, and traffic, tune to WFLA at 94.5 in St. Pete, 105.9 in Tampa, or 99.1 in Newport Richey.
This report is sponsored by Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans. Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans is with you every step of the way to provide a seamless mortgage experience. Visit rocketmortgage.com. Licensed in all 50 states. Equal housing lender. NMLS number 3030.
You know why it's important to lose weight, eat healthy, exercise, and reduce stress? Question is how. Hi, this is Dr. Michael Garka, host of Let's Talk Nutrition. Do what many others do across the country and listen to Let's Talk Nutrition, where you can learn evidence-based diet and lifestyle strategies to take charge of your health and improve your overall health and wellness. Let's Talk Nutrition airs weekday mornings 9 to 11 on AM 1250 WHNZ. You can also watch the show at letstalknutrition.com. I'll see and talk to you on the radio.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by CV Sciences, from seed to shelf. Form Essentials, makers of the sleep aid Solace. North American Urban Spice, wellness for life. Natural Factors, where great health begins. New chapter, the benefit of nature's wisdom. Yerba Prima, pioneers in internal cleansing. Let's Talk Nutrition, on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition, this Friday edition of LTN, coast to coast and globally. Yesterday, when Dr. Gaetano Morello was on the show, we were talking about the endocannabinoid system and intestinal permeability, gastrointestinal health, and so on. And I brought up the issue of intestinal permeability, known in common parlance as leaky gut. And I finally extracted what I got Dr. Morello to tell us was what would be his recommendation to repair the tight junctions that are responsible for the gut or your gastrointestinal tract leaking. When your food is digested, it ends up in the small intestine. From the small intestine, that's where it gets into the bloodstream. And the only thing it's supposed to get into the bloodstream are those nutrients. Anything else, not permitted. You can't even get into the bloodstream with a hall pass, right? The body rebels and reacts when the gut starts to leak undigested proteins, toxins, and other elements, and then you get into an autoimmune condition response. It's horrible. How do you repair the tight junctions? Dr. Morello was talking about palmitoyl ethanamide and cannabidiol. In combination, he referred to a study. Palmitoyl ethanamide and cannabidiol prevent inflammation-induced hyperpermeability of the human gut in vitro and in vivo. Long story short, is that those two compounds in combination in this study help to repair those tight junctions. Question, where can you get supplements? Yes, you can. Turns out that palmitoyl ethanamide and cannabidiol are in supplement form. I was not able to find a supplement where a company that put them both together in one supplement, so you probably have to take them separately. So that would be the recommendation, taking those two compounds, according to Dr. Morello, based on this study, and I'm holding it in my hand. There it is. and it took me a better part of 30 minutes or so to figure out what he was saying. I couldn't understand what he was trying. When he was trying to say palmitoyl-ethanamide, I thought he was saying PA, and what he was saying was PEA. And we had to go back, and I listened to the tape. Gary was sitting here with me, and we finally figured it out, and I started rooting around, and I found it, and I found the study. So it's PEA, palmitoyl-ethanamide, and cannabidiol together can repair those tight junctions. If you have a leaky gut, based on Dr. Morello's recommendation, he's a physician, I'm not, you might want to consider that, do your research. So I wanted to clean that up. Brittany Gehring is our guest today, and she's with Ridgecrest Herbals. We met Brittany, wasn't that at Expo?
It was Expo West.
Was it West? And I remember that conversation, and Gary and I were both impressed with her authenticity, and these are good people. Christopher, who works for the company, he wasn't able to make it today, and Brittany, just good people, honest people, very passionate about what they're doing and the company for whom they work. So, and she's an educator for Ridgecrest Herbals. Brittany, welcome back to the show. It's great to have you on.
Hi, how are you? It's great to be here. Thanks for having me.
It's great to have you too. You sound very upbeat, and we love that. Are you familiar? Are you familiar with the compound palmitoyl-ethanamide?
Do share with me.
Palmitoyl-ethanamide. Try to say that fast 10 times. It's an interesting compound. We're going to post the study. It turns out the palmitoyl-ethanamide, it's not a cannabinoid, but it seems to enhance CB1 and CB2 receptors, or anandamide. It seems to enhance the anandamide. It's not a cannabinoid because it doesn't bind to the CB1 and CB2 receptors, but it does enhance anandamide. So in combination, those cannabidiol and palmitoyl-ethanamide seem to repair the tight junctions that are responsible for the gut leaking when those tight junctions are no longer tight. And yesterday we talked about that, and I was going crazy trying to figure out what the guest was saying. I couldn't make out what he was saying, and we finally figured it out. PEA. Honestly, I did not know what palmitoyl-ethanamide was until he said it. I did not know. And so, I don't know everything. I was just wondering if you knew what it was.
I did not. Now I do.
Yeah.
Although there was a lot of tongue twisters in there.
Yes. How have you been?
I have been great, thank you. How about yourself?
We're good. What's going on with the company?
Ridgecrest is in a growing phase. We're looking at coming out with some new products. They're undecided at the moment, but we're making a final decision in the near future. And
what are you based? Okay, now that you said that, let me press you a little bit. On what how do you make that decision? When you look at the number, there are thousands and thousands of companies out there that are making this and that and the other. How do you make a decision as to what to formulate and put out into the marketplace? How do you get there?
Well, part of it is what's coming out into the industry, what the consumer is looking for. But the way that we do it, our marketing team really has some great ideas that take into consideration what the consumer is really in need of so that we can do our part in helping others and educating others. We see a lot of trends, and sometimes we jump on that trend thing, but if you look at our products, a lot of them are very specific to one certain thing, and they're not trendy. They're things that we genuinely feel like there's people out there that are being overlooked in the natural industry and really need support.
Mm-hmm.
So
are they all herbally based?
So they're mostly herbal based. We do have some nutrients, some vitamins, and some minerals, depending on what their focus is.
Mm-hmm. Do you have, in the formulation, do you have scientists that formulate those for you?
Well, we have me. I am a master herbalist, and so I do the base formula. We start with our marketing team, and they are looking for what's needed out there, and we're also looking for a good cause. If there's something that we can support, we will base our formulas on that.
Well, okay. Now that I know that you're, and I knew that, I just was trying to find a way for you to say that, and you did. We come back, I want to talk to you about that. I want to talk, tricky. We'll be back with Brittany.
Cannabidiol, or CBD, might just be the greatest discovery of our generation, and it comes from a plant that is not so new, agricultural hemp. Yes, after 70 years of prohibition and misunderstanding, hemp is back to help you stay healthy and balanced. Growing research is showing that we have a lot to learn from the remarkable hemp plant. Nutrient-rich products like Plus CBD Oil's Total Plant Complex concentrated products provide broad-spectrum nutrition, including fatty acids, plant sterols, cannabinoids, terpenes, and naturally occurring vitamin E. From seed to shelf, all Plus CBD Oil products provide the highest quality hemp-derived CBD products available and are offered in a variety of delivery systems and flavors to suit your needs. Ask your local independent health food store about Plus CBD Oil products by CV Sciences today and learn more about the CBD evolution at pluscbdoil.com. That's pluscbdoil.com.
Did you know that you have 3 brains? Yes, you heard right. Exciting new research reveals you have 3 brains: your head brain, your heart brain, and your gut brain. These 3 brains are like an orchestra with billions of neurons working together to create a harmonic symphony. This intricate relationship between these 3 brains impacts your mental, emotional, and physical health. The 3 Brain Supplements from Natural Factors is a bold new innovation in mental health. It provides a whole-body approach to balance brain health and well-being. Start with the 3 Brains Total Kit, which includes 5 supplements that are essential for 3 brain health. The kit provides foundational support for all 3 of your brains. Then, depending on your unique needs, choose from Higher Thoughts to enhance brain performance, Mental Sunshine for healthy mood balance, Serene Mind to relieve stress-related fatigue, or The Best Sleep for restful sleep. Learn more at 3brainshealth.com.
This is Dr. Michael Garka, host of the nationally syndicated health talk show, Let's Talk Nutrition. Way too often, dietary supplements cost way too much. Not so at Vitamin Discount Center. Here's why. VDC sells leading national brands up to 50% off MSRP every day. Competitors' prices are matched for identical products with proof of price. If you're in the military or are a first responder, you get an additional 10% off VDC's already discounted prices. VDC even offers case discounts. And you can get connected with VDC's VIP mobile text program for additional savings and customer rewards throughout the month. The choice is clear. You can save at Vitamin Discount Center. For a store nearest you, visit vitamindiscountcenter.com or call 813-907-7066. That's 813-907-7066. Vitamin Discount Center. For life, for less.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by American Biotech Labs, your daily immune system support. Ridgecrest Herbals, take your health to a higher elevation. Ancient Nutrition, nutrition for a modern world. Reviva Labs, the natural skincare authority. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Brittany Gehring is our guest today. She's an herbalist and an educator for Ridgecrest Herbals. Okay, this is good. So share with the listener, Brittany. Welcome back. Share with the listener and the viewer what's in the mind of an herbalist who's all alone, sitting at home or in her office, or sitting caught in traffic on the freeway somewhere, thinking about how am I going to formulate this particular product. What does an herbalist do? How do you go about formulating something? Share that. The listener and the viewer would like to know, because I would like to know too.
All right. Well, there is a scientific side, of course. There is having a good background, and there is the spiritual side. So a lot of research goes into this. Besides being a master herbalist, I do have a degree in science, but I tend to lean more towards nature. So due to my education, you just have to have a familiarity with the plants that we have here on the earth and what they're meant to be used for. Mm-hmm. So there a lot of thought goes into that, a lot of research and studying those ingredients. Mm-hmm. I have a lot of good relationships with ingredient suppliers. We have a whole team that can help find and look for those herbs. It's not just me. My marketing team, everybody plays a part in formulating the product.
I'm intrigued with your comment. In my background and training, a lot of biochemistry. In fact, still now, my coursework is a lot of biochemistry. Of course, that's related to what we do in the world of nutrition. But I was intrigued by your comment. You said there's a scientific dimension to formulation and there's a spiritual dimension. What do you mean by that? The spiritual dimension?
Well, I think as an herbalist and as a formulator, your heart has to be part of that and your mind. And in order to formulate a product, those two need to connect. Because you're not formulating it just for yourself. You're formulating it for others.
I see.
Like I said, our purpose is to help others. And so it might consist of a lot of deep thought, meditation, prayer.
Wow.
That all goes into the formulation of our products.
I find that's so intriguing to me because I think of formulation. I think chemistry. These are chemical compounds. Chemical compounds behave. They behave in certain ways. They behave in different ways when you integrate them with other compounds. As I often say, you got to be careful because you could blow up the lab, right? When you're mixing chemicals.
Sure.
You don't want to leave me alone in the lab. I'm not a great chemist.
I probably don't belong there either.
But, biochemistry is a wonderful world. I would never profess to say that I'm a chemist. I'm taking my share of courses in biochemistry, but it is about the chemistry as well, isn't it? After all, these compounds are chemicals, are they not?
Definitely.
Yeah.
And when, as a plant, each plant has a variety of chemical constituents that add to the medicinal properties that go into the formulas.
Yes.
So you do need to have a knowledge of how to put those plants together so that you have an effective product and a safe product.
Mm-hmm.
However, there are so many options. And so when I say that a lot of heart goes into these products, I mean, you might have 5 different options of something that can support hair. And, you need to decide which of those 5. Obviously, you can't put everything into a product. So sometimes those combinations are really based on what feels right. And other times they are largely based on those chemical constituents and how they react.
Have you ever resorted to any reference materials, ancient reference materials? What I'm getting at is Chinese medicine, TCM, traditional Chinese medicine. Have you ever referred to that body of... in Chinese medicine, it's an art and a science. Have you ever referred to any source there to guide you in formulating a product?
Absolutely. In fact, Clear Lungs, our #1 best-selling
Clear Lungs, yes.
Traditional Chinese herbal formula. We did not formulate that. Was derived from a TCM physician, and we have other formulas that are similar to that. And so they are based on the theories of traditional Chinese medicine.
See, I didn't realize that. I asked the right question.
Yeah.
Every squirrel gets an acorn once in a while, Brittany. So that's interesting. Clear Lungs is your best-selling product, isn't it?
Yes.
How long has that product been on the market?
20-plus years.
My land.
Like I said, it was based off of a traditional Chinese herbal formula, and so it has been around for thousands of years to our knowledge.
That's amazing. 877-897-8255. You can call, you can ask any question you want, make a comment. Thank you for sharing that. It's always nice. I always like to give the listener and a viewer, there's the front of the stage that the audience sees. Well, what's backstage? And I wanted you, if you could, and you did, share what's behind the curtain, what we don't see and what's on the mind of an herbalist such as yourself in trying to formulate these products. It is an art and a science, isn't it?
It is, definitely. And especially with a finished product, that's when it really becomes scientific, because we do a lot of testing on the product, and a lot of the ingredients have science behind them as well. So,
what about the raw materials, Brittany, for the company? How meticulous and persistent is the company with its raw materials?
So we do source some ingredients from China, and a lot of people see that as a negative. But some of the ingredients we use, you can't get them elsewhere. They come from China. That's where they're grown. So all of our products are tested at the time of arrival. They're tested for ID. They're tested for heavy metals. They're tested for microbes. We test for chemical constituents. Those are all tested before they go into the product. And then once we have a finished product complete, it goes through a whole other set of tests as well, including heavy metals and microbes.
What was the first thing that you mentioned? You said you tested for something. What?
For identification.
Okay.
For ID.
ID. In other words, is it astragalus or is it not astragalus? Right.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yep. And they're able to tell us if there are any additives to the product.
Wow.
Or if it's not pure, or if they can even tell us if we're ordering a root and there's leaf in that root, they're able to tell us this.
We'll be back. We'll be back. We're going to learn more. Are you tired of being And welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition, the late in the week edition of the show. If you just tuned in, thanks for doing that. Thanks for stopping by. We appreciate you. We appreciate your support. And last month was our 14-year anniversary, May the 5th. So we're doing okay. You know, we muddled our way all the way here. So, yeah. And nobody gave us a map when we started, right? I didn't get a triptych. And I didn't get any triptych, and they said, here's the way to get there. We sort of had to figure it out, and you all have been very patient with us, and I'm so grateful. And so here we are now in a very different world, technologically speaking, and the show is immensely, the platforms, it's just an immensely large platform now. Lots of people listen and watch. We don't know the exact number, but it's in the tens of thousands every day, given that we stream the show, where we get 30,000 hits a day there, and then terrestrial radio, I don't know how many thousand across the country. If anybody ever asks me, they say, well, how many people listen to your show, and I give them a precise number, I'm lying.
Well, and basically anybody would if they're given a precise
exactly,
number.
because unless you have Nielsen ratings in every single market, you're not going to know. And I don't know who can afford that. Just to do it in one market is tens of thousands of dollars a month. I mean, we can't afford that. Nobody can. So, you know, we know what we do in Tampa Bay, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And we know that Tampa Bay is a reflection of the demographic profile of the country. And I was often told many times here at the station by the suits and others in the business that if you do well in Tampa, you'll probably do well across the country, because Tampa Bay reflects it's a demographic profile of the country, generally speaking. And that turned out to be true.
You know, we play in Peoria anyway, so we got it there. In Clarksville, Georgia, and New Mexico, and outside of St. Louis now.
We're in the Midwest, Southwest, Northeast, Southeast.
Yeah, Boston, Long Island, Minnesota. And it's funny because we were talking about this earlier, and they came out with a study on radio.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
I got it right in my head.
There you go.
You're reading my mind, Gary. And Gary provided this for me. 65. It's a new survey for iHeartMedia, and here are the highlights from the survey. 65% of listening is done outside the home, most often in the car. Radio serves, I've been saying this forever, radio serves as a companion throughout the day. I said, I don't know what the world would be like without radio. It is a companion. Radio leads media use 70% of waking hours and is most used audio platform all day and at all hours. Anybody that said radio was going to die when social media came into existence, those people lost all their money at the racetrack. They picked the wrong horse.
Social media just gave us another outlet to promote our radio stations.
There, see?
And then
spoken like a true millennial.
Yeah. Well, you know, our social media has grown immensely since I've started, and we went with doing things on YouTube that we weren't doing things on Facebook that we weren't doing, and trying to grow those so people can reach out. I mean, when you're and this is no joke, my 82-year-old aunt has Facebook.
Okay. So,
and she's on it every day. So
there you are. And we're dialed in. And so, it was no accident that I decided when I pushed for to have a younger person on the other side of that glass and have a female over there, not to reduce her to a bunch. She's more than the sum of her demographic parts. She's a human being, and she's a real person. But it was important, I felt, to have that part of the society represented on this show. And that's why Katie's there. And everybody here, and I advocated for her to be here, and I advocated for Gary. This is all very deliberate. So it's not just we come in here and push buttons and just talk and yap. there's a lot of thought that goes into this because we want the show to be successful so I can stay on the air and stay connected to you. And we have a guest in the studio today, Carl, who came all the way from St. Petersburg, Florida, on his motor scooter. And he's 72 years old. Okay, there he is. And he regular listener. And we invite people to come into the studio because we want you to see exactly what we're doing. So what do you think, Carl? So you listen every day on the radio. Now you're here.
Yeah, what a strange feeling.
It's a strange feeling, isn't it? It is odd, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, we're so glad that you came. You were sharing with me a lot of the challenges you've had in your health over your life, and you've had your share, my friend. But you seem, notwithstanding your battle with depression, you still seem like an optimistic person to me.
Yes, I've maintained my optimism, but it's again back to the what I'm eating, my diet, and my exercising. That was it, because before I was isolating myself each day. I'd go out, but it would be superficial type of dealings with people. And now I'm starting to do things, and I feel mentally and physically as well as I could back when I was in my early 20s.
There you go. See? And, I'll ask you again, I asked you, I said, why do you listen to that show? I listen to our show every day. And you said it changed your life.
Oh, it did. Definitely.
Yeah. And I said this, and Gary knows, and I often say, Gary, we never know who's listening, we never know why, and we really don't know what the impact is. It's hard to know. I mean, how do you get into that? But Carl, he's only a sample of one, but he came on his own. We invite people to come, and he took us up on the invitation. We would invite you to do the same, to come into studio. To hear Carl tell his story, let me tell you, he's had his share of challenges, health challenges, and he's still optimistic, and he's tried to take charge of his health, changed his diet, changed the way he lived, even the way he relates to people. He's illustrative of what goes on in the world every day with everyday people and everyday life. There's no magic here. I'm not a fan of that. I don't believe in magic pills and all. I don't. I believe in motivation. I believe in hard work. I believe in people making the effort and sticking to it and being consistent and making a commitment. And this man is committed to his health. For him to come all the way over here on his motor scooter, no less. Are you kidding me? I was telling some of my colleagues up the hall, I said, we have a guest in the studio today, a listener came from St. Peter. They said, what? Yeah. So, I feel very privileged that you did that.
Oh,
I feel.
Thank you.
We all do. Katie and Gary and myself, that you took the time to come visit with us.
My pleasure.
We appreciate you, and it means a lot to me that you did that.
Oh,
I just want you to know that.
Oh, thank you.
Okay? And again, we extend that invitation to everybody. You're welcome to come into studio. We love, I engage people. You call me, I'll call and I'll talk to you on the phone. You may want to get off and I won't let you. And Brittany Gehring is my guest today. We're going to head into messages here, but I want to bring her back. Brittany, welcome back to the show. We enjoy having you on here.
Thank you. I love that you're bringing on some of your listeners. That's incredible.
You think so? Do you really? I just think it's the right thing to do.
It's definitely the right thing to do, and they deserve to share their experiences. And like you said, who knows who's out there and what they need to hear. And that provides for other people to share their stories. That's great.
Well, I appreciate you. I told Gary, it comes through in your voice. I know you're an expert. I know you're an herbalist. But again, you're a human being, and your goodness comes through. We come back, we'll get you to be more technical and tell us how these things work. We'll be back. much-streamed health talk show, Let's Talk Nutrition. Way too often, dietary supplements cost way too much. Not so at Vitamin Discount Center. Here's why. VDC sells leading national brands up to 50% off MSRP every day. Competitors' prices are matched for identical products with proof of price. Military personnel and first responders get an additional 10% off on already discounted prices. VDC even offers case discounts. Then get connected with VDC's VIP mobile text program for additional savings and customer rewards throughout the month. For a store nearest you, visit vitamindiscountcenter.com or call 813-542-5750. That's 813-542-5750. Vitamin Discount Center. For life
50 wins
or less.
WHNZ.
Celsius is a fitness drink which is clinically proven to function. How? As a thermogenic, Celsius proprietary MetaPlus blend accelerates metabolism, increasing your body's ability to burn fat and calories. There are only two ways a body burns fat: through increased heart rate and our increased body temperature, thermogenesis. Drinking Celsius and then going into motion is double dipping. You're accelerating the burn, and the results are even faster. Celsius is your ultimate fitness partner. No high fructose corn syrup, no aspartame, no preservatives, no artificial colors or flavors. 100% of 7 essential vitamins. Proven in 6 published university studies. How does it work? Celsius proprietary MetaPlus formula, including green tea with EGCS, ginger, and guarana seed, turns on thermogenesis, a process that boosts your body's metabolic rate. Drinking Celsius prior to fitness activities is proven to energize, accelerate metabolism, burn body fat and calories. Invest in yourself. Drink Celsius. Look for us at www.celsius.com.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Jarrow Formulas, superior nutrition and formulation. Natural Factors, where great health begins. Kyolic, aging makes the finest garlic truly odorless. Celsius, live fit. Flora, 100 years of herbal wisdom. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. And Brittany Gehring is my guest. She's an herbalist and an educator for Ridgecrest Herbals. What did you have on your mind to serve for dinner today?
Well, I thought we'd talk a little bit about Hair Revive, which is a product for women's hair loss. But before discussing that, there's reasons that women lose their hair. The hair growth cycle is important to understand.
Is the reason, before you go there, is the reason the same as it is for men?
Not in a lot of cases.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know. I'll shut up and I'll let you go. Go ahead.
Absolutely. When men lose their hair, the way society looks at it, it's sad. I know it's sad, but my husband had dark black ringlets when I married him, and I don't know if it was being married to me or having 5 kids, but those ringlets are no longer in existence. So I know it's sad, but the way society looks at it, they go, "Oh, darn, he's lost his hair," and it's devastating. But men can, shave their heads and go with that sexy Vin Diesel or The Rock look. They have more options to wear hats. But when women lose their hair, that they've lost their beauty in sometimes in their eyes, and it can really affect their identity and their self-confidence, their femininity, their emotional well-being, and it's quite devastating. And so while I wouldn't compare the difference, it's hard to lose hair, but the way society looks at it, there is quite a difference. And you wouldn't think that women lose their hair as often as men, but according to the American Hair Loss Association, women make up 40% of American hair loss sufferers. So that's a pretty big percentage.
Okay, so this is interesting because last night, I didn't know you were going to talk about this. We were actually looking for a hair loss product for my girlfriend. She sheds like a sheepdog. And she's and now it's to the point like she's worried about it. I mean, she's actually it's freaking her out.
So your point, though, is the mechanism of action for hair loss in men is not the same necessarily as the cause or mechanism of action or more than maybe one mechanism causes for women hair loss. Is it hormonally related?
So men's hair loss is generally contributed to genetics. So there isn't a great deal that we can do from a supplement perspective to change genetics. Women's can be due to genetics, but more often there are a lot of other reasons that contribute to that. Before we get into that, I'd like to just kind of discuss the hair growth cycle.
Please.
Hopefully your girlfriend's listening. It's Gary, right?
Yes.
Hopefully your girlfriend's listening, but this is kind of important, and I want to add this in just so that you can share this with her. But hair goes through multiple cycles, and during the first cycle, it's called the anagen phase. That's when your hair is actively growing. And this phase lasts for years, and sometimes people can grow up to 6 inches on their length if they have a really healthy head of hair. And then it enters what is called the catagen phase, where hair stops growing, and it separates from the follicle. And the follicle is what holds the hair into the skin on your scalp. And so the catagen phase and that separation lasts around 10 days, and then it enters what's called the telogen phase. And this is where the follicles will rest for months at a time. And then the hair falls out. So some hair loss is normal. Losing up to 50 to 100 days of hair is normal. You'll see it in your brush. You might see a little bit in the shower. That's all part of your body shedding old hair and providing a space for new hair to grow. But if during that last telogen phase, if a hair follicle is damaged, that cycle is disrupted, and something called telogen effluvium can occur. There's another tongue twister for your listeners. Telogen effluvium. And that's a type of hair loss that occurs when those follicles are in that resting phase, and because of some kind of damage or something affecting that phase, that cycle, the next cycle doesn't begin. So then you're going to start seeing like up to hundreds more of hair loss per day, and women will start seeing it on their pillows or coming out in clumps in their brushes. And like you were saying, Dr. Garko, there are multiple things that contribute to this. One of those things, your listener earlier in the show talked a lot about diet and nutrition. And our bodies are kind of amazing. Your body will take the nutrients that it needs and will send it to the essential parts to keep you alive. While women might think their hair is an essential organ, it's not vital to staying alive. So you really need to have a healthy diet and get those nutrients, vitamins, minerals.
So your explanation is good. I was looking at a comparison between female and male hair loss, and I was looking at common causes, and for female they listed androgenetic alopecia, and then telogen effluvium, hormone changes after menopause, stress, nutrition. For men, they listed androgenetic alopecia, telogen effluvium, stress, and nutrition. They did not mention hormone changes after menopause because men don't go through menopause. But that is an additional complication for women, isn't it?
Definitely. Hormones is one of the main issues that causes women to lose their hair.
Okay. When we come back, I'll do a quick breakdown on DHT in men, and then see what you have to say to that, and we'll compare and contrast.
or visit us at oregonol.com.
1250 WHNZ. Online at WHNZ.com. On your phone with the iHeartRadio app. And on hundreds of devices like Alexa, Google Home, Xbox, and Sonos. An iHeartRadio station.
I'm Navy veteran Eric Dane. Join us for CBS Eye on Veterans with information for vets transitioning to civilian life, weekday mornings at 7:50 and Saturday evenings at 6, right here on 1250 WHNZ.
News on 1250 WHNZ.
The First District Court of Appeals is siding with a criminal defendant who refused to turn over the passcode for his cell phone to police. The majority of the court found that having to turn over the code would infringe on the Alachua County man's Fifth Amendment rights against self-incrimination. The mystery surrounding the discovery of a prosthetic ear on a Manatee County beach is solved. Police posted on Facebook that someone found the ear in the sand this past weekend.
They called us this morning excited that it had actually been found.
Apparently, the state of Florida is a top location for cheating. The website Ashley Madison, which caters to marital infidelity, has St. Petersburg ranked number 14, Tampa ranked number 9, but the number 1 city in the country for cheating, Orlando. With Florida's news, I'm Chris Trankman.
From the 1250 WHNZ Florida Central Credit Union Home Loans Traffic Center.
Real slow traffic northbound on 275 from Kennedy to West Shore. Westbound I-4 is very slow from the Selman connector into 275. Had a hit and run on Hillsborough Avenue west of I-4. Slow traffic on the Selman westbound into downtown. And there's wreck at Bryan Dairy and Longwood Drive. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson and Nitwick Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line at 866-545-9595.
This report is sponsored by Credit Karma. Get your truly free credit scores and free credit monitoring from Credit Karma today. Download the Credit Karma app now. Credit Karma. Here's to progress.
It may not be stomach issues.
For me, it's intense gas, or pain, or diarrhea, sometimes all at once, over and over.
I spent years with the symptoms but could never figure it out.
No matter what I did, they never went away. So I decided to break it down for my doctor and get really specific about my symptoms.
We discovered that exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI, may be the reason for my stomach issues.
EPI is caused by my pancreas. It leads to diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, unexplained weight loss, and oily stools. The symptoms just don't go away.
But EPI can show up with even one symptom.
The good news? EPI is manageable.
But to get to the right diagnosis, you have to break it down for your doctor and get specific about the severity of your symptoms.
Visit identifyepi.com to learn more and use the symptom checker to help change the conversation with your doctor. Brought to you by AbbVie.
From the Weather Center, Abrahamson and Uterwick. Visit theinjurylawyers.com. Pinellas Hillsborough.
Your Tampa Bay area forecast today, tomorrow, and Sunday partly cloudy with a slight rain chance, high 93. Warm overnights, low 79. For more news, weather, and traffic, tune to WFLA at 94.5 in St. Pete, 105.9 in Tampa, or 99.1 in Newport Richey.
This report is sponsored by Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans. Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans is with you every step of the way to provide a seamless mortgage experience. Visit rocketmortgage.com. Licensed in all 50 states. Equal housing lender. NMLS number 3030.
Dana Lash and the Dana Show on 1250 WHNZ.
Seriously, I don't even care. Stop. Just stay out of my pocket, stay out of my business. But I have all these people who are like, well, you stay out of our lives. Stop. No one cares. I'm not trying to be harsh. I'm not trying to be ignorant. But have you seen how much laundry I have to do? I don't even know what the hell I'm making for dinner tonight. I'm more concerned if you like Nickelback.
The Dana Show. Weeknights 10 to midnight on 1250 WHNZ.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by CV Sciences, from seed to shelf. Form Essentials, makers of the sleep aid Solace. North American Herb and Spice, wellness for life. Natural Factors, where great health begins. New chapter, the benefit of nature's wisdom. Yerba Prima, pioneers in internal cleansing. Let's Talk Nutrition, on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
I don't know the exact dollar amount that people spend annually on products to maintain their hair and prevent or slow down hair loss, but it's got to be a huge number of all these different products, and many of them are just scams. My guest is Brittany Gehring. She's with Ridgecrest Herbal. She's an herbalist and an educator for the company. And in men, you certainly have heredity, and you inherit genes. Mother is for men, but in terms of male pattern baldness, though, too, you have testosterone, right? It turns out that there is an enzyme. You have two enzymes, 5-alpha reductase type 1 and type 2, and then you have aromatase. 5-alpha reductase will convert testosterone into DHT, dehydrotestosterone, which is a degraded form of DHT. DHT is responsible for male pattern baldness. It's also responsible for making your prostate the size of an NBA regulation basketball. It does both. And so years ago, finasteride came out and was used in products. The foam product that's out there. And then next generation was dutasteride that had both 5-alpha reductase type 1 and type 2. It could block the conversion of both of those. And with aromatase, aromatase is responsible for converting testosterone into estrogen. Estrogen binds to the same receptor sites as testosterone. So if you become estrogenic in men, you got too much estrogen on those sites, and the brain gets the signal, I don't need to make any more testosterone, so that really makes you a dumpster fire too. But the male pattern baldness is DHT, that conversion from testosterone to DHT. Does that happen in women as well?
Definitely. It's a smaller rate of women experience that. But women also have testosterone. And so DHT building up in their hair follicles and shrinking those follicles is also an issue.
Mm-hmm.
So,
in the product that you have is for women's hair loss specifically, yes?
Yes.
What? Go ahead.
I was going to say, just because it says women's hair loss does not mean that we don't have a lot of men that use that product as well.
What's in it that tends to address the issue of hair loss?
So it has a nutrient complex that helps to provide the body with the nutrients so that those nutrients aren't robbed from your hair. It's got a vitamin B complex that helps to balance stress levels. Stress, emotional and physical, is also a very big factor in hair loss in both men and women. And then it contains a hormone balance combination that helps to address that DHT buildup, that helps to delicately support balanced hormones, and it also gives the thyroid the extra support that it needs in order to maintain a good hormonal balance. And then, let's see. So there are certain ingredients specifically that add to the effectiveness of the product as well.
Mm-hmm. So, so you're trying to nourish the hair follicle, and you're trying to block the conversion into DHT, it sounds like.
Yes, and exactly, yes.
Okay. We have a caller. It doesn't have anything to do with hair, but we're going to take it anyway because it's from Sullivan, Missouri. Joanne, welcome to the show. It's great to have you on. You had a question about sleep.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yes. The thing is that I've been taking melatonin and doing some with tryptophan from hot milk. It's hot milk and honey at night.
Mm-hmm.
And I do physical therapy during the day.
Mm-hmm.
And I found out that if I cut back on any one of them, then I have a rough night.
Mm-hmm. How much melatonin are you taking?
Well, in liquid form, it was 1 milligram, but in solid form, it's 3.
3. Okay. So at Ridgecrest Herbals, do you have a sleep formula?
We definitely do. It's called Dream on Zen, and it actually contains 5-HTP as well to help so that you can get a good night's sleep. We don't use melatonin in our product just because talking about hormones, we don't want to mess with the body's ability to balance its own hormones. So we don't particularly use melatonins, but we use herbs that help to relax the mind and put you into that calm state that you need to be in order to go to sleep. And then help you to feel rested and wake feeling good in the morning.
Have you, is the purpose of your call, have you found that it's not working anymore, or?
No, I wanted to ask about the tryptophan.
Okay, and what about tryptophan?
I found it on the shelves, but I don't know if chemical tryptophan has really a good thing, in it.
Okay. What about tryptophan from an herbalist's perspective? What about tryptophan, Brittany?
Well, it's not something that. So we focus more on the GABA as part of.
In other words, gamma-aminobutyric acid. You're looking at GABA to tone down that sympathetic response, that stress response, right?
Oh. Sorry, yes. I think I hit mute on my phone.
I'm sorry.
I apologize for that.
So I got you. So it's the GABA that you have that in the Dream on Zen. Is GABA in that product?
So, like I said, it's mainly an herbal product.
I see.
So we don't focus on tryptophan as far as relaxing or calming the system. We focus on the herbal ingredients to take that process.
Do you think that, Joanne, you're doing the melatonin, but you said you're drinking warm milk to get the tryptophan? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, the hot milk with honey. If I leave the honey out, it doesn't seem to work.
I'll be darned.
But I've had a broken back.
I see.
So I have to have the workouts, the physical therapy during the day.
Yeah.
But that creates a problem at night.
Well, you found something that works. Now, could you add tryptophan in a pill form? Probably. You'd have to experiment with it. But you could also try Ridgecrest Herbals Dream on Zen. You might try that approach as well. Don't hang up. I want to talk to you a little bit more. We'll come back. We'll have the L10 Health Question of the day.
Want to get at the core issue?
cleansing a necessary part of a good health regimen. Founded in 1980, Yerba Prima was the first company to launch a whole-body internal cleansing kit. Since that time, they have continued to develop and manufacture a complete range of all-natural, high-quality fiber and internal cleansing products. By using all-natural psyllium fiber and no harmful stimulant laxatives, all Yerba Prima fiber and internal cleansing products can be used over a long period of time to ensure optimal health and regularity. With nearly 30 years dedicated to all-natural cleansing products, it's easy to see why Yerba Prima is a leader in the fiber and cleansing products category. Learn more at yerbaprima.com, YERBAPRIMA.com, or visit your local health retailer. Yerba Prima, pioneer in internal cleansing products.
Have you been putting off a cleanse? They can be harsh and leave you chained to the toilet, making for an overall unpleasant experience. Rethink your cleanse with Fluorescence, a daily cleanse that helps safely and gently detoxify your body. Unlike other detoxes that can be hard on the body, Fluorescence supports your body's natural processes, helping it to work more efficiently than it could on its own. The truth is your body is really good at cleansing, but due to the number of toxins we're exposed to, it can use a little daily support. Inspired by traditional Obijue formula, Fluorescence is made with 8 herbs: burdock root, watercress, sheep sorrel herb, slippery elm, rhubarb root, kelp, blessed thistle, and red clover blossom. These herbs work together to support multiple elimination pathways, gently helping your body's detox systems do what they were made to do, only better. Forget harsh extreme cleanses and cleanse happy. Try Fluorescence for gentle daily cleansing that leaves you feeling rejuvenated. Find Fluorescence at your local health food store. For more information, visit florahealth.com.
Feel tired, lethargic, or irritable? Take Solace. You're one of millions of Americans that has trouble falling asleep or staying asleep. In fact, according to a national survey, 54% of adults have trouble sleeping. So what can you do about it? Take Solace. Solace is an all-natural dietary supplement formulated to support healthy sleep and relaxation. Solace can help you fall asleep and stay asleep naturally. Formulated with all-natural ingredients, Solace is non-addictive and won't leave you feeling groggy in the morning. Take Solace an hour before bed and feel the calming effects of this extensively researched sleep and relaxation aid. For more information on Solace, call toll-free 877-533-7066 or visit TakeSolace.com. That's 877-533-7066 or take SOLUS.com. Look for Solace in your local health and nutrition store. Solace, for a good night's rest naturally.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by American Biotech Labs, your daily immune system support. Ridgecrest Herbals, take your health to a higher elevation. Ancient Nutrition, nutrition for a modern world. Reviva Labs, the natural skincare authority. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
And here's the LTN health question of the day. How many times do we dream a night? Do we dream 2 to 4 times or 4 to 6 times? I'll give you 2 choices today. How many times a night do we dream? 2 to 4 times or 4 to 6? Know this, we forget about 95 to 99% of our dreams the next morning. It doesn't have to be that way. If you make a concerted, leave a pad by your bed and go to bed at night thinking you're going to remember your dreams, you can increase your memory of that statistic. You can remember a lot more than you think you can. But the question is simply, how many times a night do we dream? 2 to 4 or 4 to 6?
877-897-8255. That's 877-897-TALK.
We have a caller from Sullivan, Missouri. Joanne, did you know that Sullivan, Missouri is named after Stephen Sullivan?
I don't know who Stephen Sullivan is.
Okay. So it turns out, because I was curious. I said, where's Sullivan, Missouri? Turns out that Stephen Sullivan and his wife moved to, they came from South Carolina and they moved to the Missouri Territory. 1812, the Missouri Territory was organized. Long story short, he ends up buying some property from some people, some acreage, and he paid, it was from Mary, let's see, who were those people that he bought it? I think, I don't know their names. I can't find out at the second. I think their name was Smith or something. Yes. And he paid $400 an acre. He bought this land. Turns out that land he bought was the future site of the original town of Sullivan. So that's where you got your name from in that town, Sullivan. Stephen Sullivan. Thought you'd like to know. Going to your question, though, Gary tells me that when he takes tryptophan, he has bad dreams. That's not always the case for everybody, but for him, when he takes tryptophan by itself, it inspires bad dreams for him. He was telling me that off air. I don't know if you'll have that kind of effect or not. You can experiment and add tryptophan. Any number of companies sell it, and add it with your melatonin rather than taking warm milk and honey. I find it interesting that when you don't include the honey in the warm milk, it doesn't work. That's crazy. I have no biochemistry answer for that. But that's been your experience, right?
Yeah.
Huh. And you also might try Ridgecrest Herbals. They take a different approach. It's something worth considering. You might consider that approach as well. But we appreciate you calling us from Sullivan, Missouri. How long have you been listening to the show there?
Oh, it's been a good year.
Oh, well, good. I'm so glad that you called to let us know that you're there, and we appreciate your question, because I'm sure other people, need some. Your little formula. You take about 3 milligrams of melatonin, and you take warm milk with honey, and that seems to work for you. But you were trying to explore the question of whether you took some tryptophan in a pill form, supplement form, if that would work. You can experiment and try, but also I would also, again, as I said, consider Ridgecrest Herbals formula, Sleep on Zen.
I also need the exercise, the physical therapy.
Yeah,
during
keep
the day,
doing it. Yeah.
That's there.
Yeah, you keep doing it, and stay in touch with us. Let us call us from time to time, would you?
As often as I can. I'm financially challenged.
I understand. I get it. Thank you so much. And by the way, that's a toll-free number, 877-897-8255. That's a toll-free number, so there's no charge on that.
Well, this is a government phone.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Thank you, and I wish you the best. Sleep well.
Thank you, and you have a glorious week and a better weekend.
Thank you so much. Brittany, welcome back. There you go. How about that, huh? She takes the melatonin with warm milk and honey. No honey, it doesn't work. What do you make of that?
Well, doesn't milk have tryptophan in it?
Yes, but when she doesn't put the honey in it, it doesn't seem to work as well.
Well, I'd have to do some research on that, but maybe it's just the routine. Maybe it's just telling her body it's time to sleep.
Yeah, because I have no biochemistry answer for that. Let's go to Clearwater, Florida. James, what's the answer? How many times a night do we dream? 2 to 4 or 4 to 6?
The ultimate nightmares possible are usually 4 to 6. There's a Sullivan in the Catskills in New York, and if they take the honey and not filtered and strained, it might work more naturally.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Okay, so summarize for us, Brittany, what you talked about today. Summarize it for us.
A little bit about the hair growth cycles and the difference in men and women's hair loss, some of the causes of why women lose their hair versus men. Just to briefly touch, there's something I want to point out. Sometimes hair loss can be due to underlying disease or illness, and so it's always important to discuss hair loss with your healthcare professional to make sure there's not anything more serious going on as well. So, and then we also discussed Hair Revive and what it can do for women's hair loss mainly, and sometimes in men's as well.
Mm-hmm. What do you have planned for how many kids did you say you have? 5?
We have 5, yes. And if
Holy.
you count my husband, that's 6.
I've heard that one before.
Holy moly!
I get that one too. I have. I'm the youngest of 12, so I love big families.
7.
Really?
I wonder. Yes.
Wow, you're a saint. 5 kids. Holy cow! Well, they're lucky to have you as a mom. You know. I know you're a good person. You're kind, and your children must love you beyond description. I'm sure.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Brittany. You make the show better by not only. What's that, huh? What'd you say?
I just wanted to share that our Hair Revive product, you can go online, look at ratings, they're incredible, and it has a 100% money-back guarantee. So if people want to try it and it doesn't work for them, we recommend that you use it for at least 2 months before deciding it doesn't work. But sometimes people see results in up to 2 weeks. So 100% money-back guarantee if that doesn't work for them.
Well, thank you for sharing that. And thank you for sharing your experience and your expertise on the show. And thank you for coming in today. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right, we'll see you. Your health is your wealth.
Everyone's raving about the newest botanical superstar hitting the store shelves nationwide. Hemp-derived cannabidiol, or CBD, has been receiving a lot of attention for its tremendous promise on human health. Plus, CBD Oil by CV Sciences is the trusted brand setting the standards in this newly emerging category of plant-based extracts, offering a variety of hemp-derived CBD oil products that you can count on. In order to make the highest quality CBD oil products available, it is important to manage every step of the supply chain process, from seed to shelf. That's why, from harvesting our EU-certified hemp seeds, to laboratory testing for quality and safety, to producing our exceptional line of products, we are committed to going the extra mile. It is our commitment to you. Join the CBD evolution. Ask your local natural health retailer about Plus CBD oil products by CV Sciences today. Follow us on Facebook and learn more at pluscbdoil.com.
Is getting a good night's sleep a challenge? Fortunately, there's a superior fast-acting sleep formula called Tranquil Sleep from Natural Factors. This non-habit-forming supplement contains a unique combination of melatonin, 5-HTP, and L-theanine, which works in harmony with your body's natural sleep hormones. Tranquil Sleep can help you fall asleep, stay asleep, sleep sounder, and wake up refreshed, all without feeling drowsy in the morning. The key benefit comes from increasing the time spent in the deeper stages of sleep. It's only in these deeper levels of sleep that we truly experience the rejuvenation, regeneration, and recuperation that sleep provides. Even if you think you get a good night's sleep, give Tranquil Sleep a try. You might be surprised with how much better you've slept by waking up with more energy and enthusiasm to start your day. Learn more at naturalfactors.com.
Statements made during this broadcast regarding products or the claims made about specific products have not been evaluated by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. Products and treatments discussed are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. Make your physician aware of all nutritional supplements used and immediately notify your physician if you have any health concern or undiagnosed sign or symptom.
The preceding was a commercial program paid for by Let's Talk Nutrition, LLC.
The iHeartRadio app now has over 250,000 of the best podcasts from around the globe, making us #1 for podcasts, but making it super easy for you to find what you're looking for. Dive into just about anything: comedy, crime, curiosity, and other things that don't start with C. Plus, once you find your podcast, easily follow for updates and set podcasts to auto-download the latest episodes to your phone so you can listen anytime, even with no connection. And of course, it's all free. Your music, your stations, and now #1 for podcasts.
iHeartRadio. Dana Lash and The Dana Show on 1250 WHNZ.
All of these people go out of the Tupperware Fresh collegiate brainwashing emporium and they go right into government on the public teat. People like Bernie Sanders. Oh, well, he's only ever worked at public jobs. Oh, he wrote for a zine briefly. Is that not the most hipster-rific thing you've ever heard in your life? He sounds like the best guy to sit here and determine policy.
The Dana Show. Weeknights 10 to midnight on 1250 WHNZ. 1250 wins. WHNZ, Tampa Bay. Available everywhere you want to listen on our free iHeartRadio app. Download it now.
This is CBS News on the Hour. Real news, real reporting.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. The president says the U.S. was cocked and loaded for a military strike on Iran last night, but he says he changed his mind at the last minute. White House correspondent Stephen Portnoy.